guys want to get this thing going?
Yeah.
Let's fire it up. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the SAP Sex Actually podcast. As always, Dave Neal with Tasha Cordy and Steph Tolev.
Yes. Hello.
Thanks for coming back. You know, you were on episode 145.
This was, or the other one was?
The other one. This is 325.
Oh, shit. You guys do a lot of these.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You were on, I was listening to it today to get to remember, and Trump was running for president.
Oh.
Boy, that feels like a long time ago.
And Caitlin was on it, and she was like, oh, but now that Trump's running, we're like, nothing's going to happen there.
Yeah, we were all horribly wrong. Very
Now,
wrong.
Canadian from Toronto.
Yes.
And okay, so last episode we shared we heard sex stories. You got a tattoo from an ex. You got matching.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Ice cream tattoos or something.
Yeah, that's still there.
Yeah.
Want to cover that up big time. Yeah.
There was a sit on my face guy jerking off at a house party.
The threesome I had. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
I'm just teasing for people. If you want to listen, I'll put it in the description.
Okay.
If people want to rewind back all the way.
Yeah.
But
I got new stuff.
yeah.
I always have new stuff.
Well, what's happening with you? You're a lot of news in Canada today.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So Canadian comics, we all pretty much live off of Sound Exchange. You guys know what Sound Exchange is? It's you get played and it goes to your residuals get played and your stuff gets played and you get money for it. So we have a channel in Canada, on Canada Sirius XM Canada called Canada Laughs. It's one of the only channels on the fucking radio that plays strictly Canadian comedy. Okay. And like we have the reason everyone moves here from Canada is because no one gives us a fucking chance. People don't care about Canadians. They don't care about our comedy. Like nobody gives a shit about us. So we all have to move down here. That was the only thing we all had. So today we found out that Just for Laughs partnered with Canada Laughs and is now removing the title Canada Laughs and calling it JFL Radio. And they're now going to play content pre-2012 just from their Just for Laughs galas. So now it's stuff that they own because they don't have to pay those comics. So it's going to be like Jeff Foxworthy and fucking Louis C.K. and people unrelatable. It's going to be like Todd Glass talking about having a girlfriend. I'm sorry, Todd Glass is gay. Like I don't know what the fuck people like. It's like it's going to be unrelated material and it's like they don't realize every Canadian comic lives off of this. So I've been paying my rent off of it for fucking 3 years. Deborah Giovanni, Ryan Belleville, every comic you fucking know from Canada is living off this. I have 2 friends in Canada who have kids. They survive solely off of this.
Because you're also not able to work here, right? Unless
I can't. No, I do have my green card now. Okay. Yeah, I can work here, but it's like I already also have a part-time job. I clean Airbnbs. I'm not like out here just being like, I'm living on this album. Like I work my fucking ass off. I have an Airbnb job so I can pay my bills and my rent plus my Sound Exchange. And now it's about to be completely taken away. It's like causing a mutiny because it's also like that was the one thing we had in Canada was like you guys showcasing our voices and like we're proud to be Canadian. We're proud to have like Canadian content and like have people. So now it's just.
So Just for Laughs buys it. Just for Laughs, for those that don't know, is like the largest brand of comedy festival, but also they have a tour. It's a brand. It's a big. Brand. It's the best comedy brand out there.
Yes, but it's also like they already had all that shit because they had their fucking CEO got Me Too'd like crazy because he had fucking done a bunch of horrible shit to women. So they had that huge bad press. Then Howie Mandel came in, swept up, and took it over. And now all of a sudden, like Canada Laughs has been going like this for fucking years, and it's like. Literally the only thing us Canadian comics have, and it's now been just taken away so unfairly, and they don't realize that they're ruining people's lives.
I also wonder, like in their archives, like I guess they own it, but aren't those people gonna be kind of pissed that now their stuff is in circulation?
Exactly.
And, like, they don't really get a say over it.
Yeah, and they get 50%. They only get 50% of the plays, so because they take 50% of the money. So before we were getting like full money, and now the people like Jeff Fox, like he even fucking knows or cares that fucking 2 cents is floating around. Like that, like the fuck. Yeah, exactly. What the fuck does that matter to people like this? But like people like us, it's like. And we work so hard to get these albums made. Like I have the album I have coming out on Friday. I have worked on this material for fucking 3 years plus. Some of the jokes are like 5-6 years old. Like I've been working so hard, and now it's like I try to submit it, and they're like, "Oh, we're freezing all albums. We're not even accepting it."
So what's gonna happen with your album? Where is it coming out?
It's coming out on iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify.
So you'll literally right now only be able to make money based on like sales.
Do you know how little you get from that?
Yeah. Oh, iTunes. Yeah, they don't.
I got $100 for my last album, and I got like a lot of people bought it. Yeah. $100 in a year. And I'm like, okay, I get no money from it. Yeah. So I'm going to XM state. So your guys XM. I'm going to New York next week to like do a blast for the album and do shows and stuff down there.
Well, I'll say this. I know it's crazy and it's nerve-wracking, but these things usually tend to like justice is served in the end.
I think it will. Yeah.
You got to get it's good. It's good that listening to my record here. It's the first time that just happened, and hopefully you got to think there's some business exec who like just literally was like, well, no one will care. And not realizing how the combined voices of all of the up and coming comics.
I think that's what it is, and they also like. What the issue is too, which I think that everyone's kind of getting. There's like, oh, hello, people. This feels strange sharing. There's in Canada, you legally have to play a specific amount of Canadian content. So I guess they're thinking we're not going to monitor that. If they don't think there's going to be people now looking at literally today where Canada Laughs is playing, it said Jeff. That's why I'm saying Jeff Fox. It said Jeff Fox for the Canada Laughs. It's like he's a fucking Canadian. Like. It's just.
Well, we'll get our loyal army out there to support you. I mean, and when I say up and coming comedians, it's like, how long have you been doing it? You're
14 years.
14 years.
Yeah.
14 years in. I mean, it takes a long time to get. Now, did you have an album already out? Is that what you were generating the plays from?
Yes, I have a sketch album out and a stand-up album out. But the sketch now, they've completely taken that off. So me and my sketch partner just recorded another one when I was home for the holidays. And now we're like, well, we don't even need to edit this because there's no point because they're not going to fucking play it.
What was the process of? Is the process of getting an album made in Canada different than here?
No, I think same shit.
So you just you find a club to play at and you just get the club recording? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I booked like my favorite club, like packed it with people, advertised for a long time, didn't charge anything, and then I'm with a thing called Comedy Records, and they produce it and put it out and stuff for me.
Nice. Mm-hmm. We just did our first brunch stand-up show that was sponsored by our podcast, and you definitely come on the next one we do. Hopefully it'll be monthly.
Yeah.
But I plugged my Zoom into the amp and got room tone and then the mic tone. I literally was like, this little place we recorded at was like a 30-seater, and I was like, you could record an album in this place. You know what I mean? It's it's like a really cool spot. But you'll have to come on next time we do a brunch show. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, it sounds like it sucks, and I hope it works itself out. But
it's just like I'm just in my head right now about it because it's really gonna fuck over a lot of people, like a lot of people.
Yeah,
people who've been relying on this money, and who do like.
Well, like Comedy Central, they won't pay. I don't think they do much in the form of residual. So a lot of comics have like released their like half hour or their hour specials on Comedy Central, and it doesn't get any like near traffic that you'll get on like YouTube or Netflix. Like YouTube's almost a better place to release your shit because at least you get like a percentage. Like at least it's kind of like out there that you're gonna get something.
Yeah,
but it's a very small percentage. I just wonder, like, what did they pay for it? What's the like? Obviously, it's working out financially for Sirius, and that's why they decided to make the switch. But like, they have unlimited channels. Like they could have just added another channel and left your all's channel alone.
That's literally the main point of saying. Like that's why it's just like I don't know why you did this. You could have just had your own Just Laughs channel and kept Canada Laughs going.
Because there's like 5. I have Sirius. There's like seriously like 5 comedy channels on Sirius. I mean, it's obviously the US version, but
still,
like, I never listen to them. I have my favorite stations, but like you could literally there's probably like 3 or 4 or 5 in a row.
Yeah, you can get like your Southern your
Southern
adult,
like
your
redneck
comedy.
You can get your urban,
How would you describe yourself? Just straight Canadian comedy?
No, I'm
you're dirty. You're pretty filthy. Yeah,
I'm filthy as shit. Yes, this new album's quite filthy too. But
yeah, I was watching your bit. I obviously won't like kill your bit, but it was about cooling off your vagina at the beach. That was the bit I was watching. Oh
yeah, dipping the lips in the sea. Yeah. The old dipping the lips.
Speaking about that, we'll jump right into how's your dating life?
Can we move this?
Here, just point it back to me.
Yeah. That's Tasha's live streams going.
They want to see you. They don't want to see me.
Feel free to just ignore it too.
I've just never seen it. Okay, I've just what's happening right now.
What's going on? You were single when we talked.
Oh, I'm
2.5 years ago.
So single still. I have truly not dated anybody out here. Really, this city is so much worse than I thought it was for dating. Like I've literally been single since I've been here.
But last time, because I had to listen to the episode to sort of remember what we talked about, because you know how it is. You just word vomit and don't remember. And you had said you were dating comics. Are you still dating comics?
I would like to. I mean, I'd like to date anybody, really. I've just, it's just been like a stream of awful, and recently I've had like a string of horrible men. horrible situations and horrible men.
Why? Tell us all the dirt.
Okay, when does it even start? I was talking to, I think I've talked about this on the podcast, so I'll keep this part quick, but I one guy I was talking to, a comic, open micer, for like 4 weeks. We fooled around a few times. He couldn't get hard. Fine. That's happened before. I get it.
Couldn't get hard?
Couldn't get hard, but it's fine. I get it. I'm like, I wasn't like, you're fucking gross. It's like, okay.
Is he on meds or something?
I think, is it?
What's that noise?
There's a lot of truck sound going on in the back.
But there is a little.
You hear a little.
I hear that. It literally feels like a fucking plane's landing, or like.
That's okay. Yeah, sorry. I can't help you.
I got freaked out for a second. I was like, "Is there an incoming missile?" Did you hear that?
Yeah, it was quite loud.
It like really like went down my spine.
There's been black op helicopters going around LA. There's some shit going on out there.
What's going on? I saw that in the.
You've seen that, right? Yeah, and I saw there's 2 helicopters flying next to each other.
So maybe it wasn't.
This is our last episode, everybody.
Yeah.
We're signing out from Los Angeles, but first, more about the sex life of Steph.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
So he couldn't get hard. It's fine. We almost died right there. He couldn't get hard. So the 4th time we hung out, he got naked again, fooling around again, couldn't get hard again, and then he goes to me, looks me in my eyes, and says, "I'm just not physically attracted to you." And I'm like, "Excuse me? What do you, you got me naked 4 times before this. You know what my body looks like. You're not sexually attracted to me, and you're telling me now, well, I'm naked." I freaked out.
Not to mention, is there a better excuse you could have used? That doesn't serve any purpose.
No, also he wasn't funny. He wasn't that attractive.
You know that obviously it was coming from like a very like defensive and vulnerable place, and like a lot of people don't know how to handle their own emotions, so they want to make you feel bad to make themselves feel better. But like grow up.
It was quite embarrassing for him. I put him on blast pretty embarrassingly, and
good.
Yeah, I think I got him unbooked from any show ever. So yeah, he fucked with the wrong person. Oh, truly, people were like, "Who is it?" And I was like, "Oh, who?" And I sent his exact photo. People were like, "Oh, we'll never book him." Like a lot of shows.
That limp dick fucker.
It's also just like, don't say that. That's the rudest thing to say to a woman. Yeah. And I'm clearly self-conscious of my body, and I already had like mentioned that I am. Like, I get naked. I'm like, hiding myself like most women do when they're nude. But like, so that was fucked. Right after that, this other guy I went on a date with, went back to his place, and we get me naked again, start fooling around, and he's like, "I can't do this. I'm in love with my ex-girlfriend." I'm like, "Excuse
Jesus
me?"
Christ.
It took us to this. It took us
butt naked. Butt naked. I'm like, "I'm sorry, what?" He's like, "I'm in love with her. She's the best. She's the love of my life. I'm gonna marry her." I'm like, I'm like, "Can I go? What the fuck?" So I'm like putting my shoes on. He keeps going. He's like, "Oh my god, she's so funny too." I'm like, I don't need to hear any of this. You need to shut the fuck up. Like, got in my Uber, cried the whole way home, and I was like, "What is going on?" Like, it was just that.
You think about taking the Uber driver home?
He was a gay man, and he was really consoling me, and he was quite nice. I gave him a $10 tip. I was like, because I was crying so hard, and I was like, "I'm so sorry." He's like, "No, this sounds really fucked up," and I was like, telling him everything, whatever. And then I had met a man recently off of at a show in real life. So I'm like trying to get off the dating apps because I'm like, I fucking hate them. Everyone's a piece of shit. Everyone's gross, whatever. Meet this man at a show in Lake Tahoe. He DMs me from the crowd. I'm like, this is fun.
Wow. You doing a show? We're at Lake Tahoe, South Lake Tahoe? Are you at the
at the Improv?
The Improv there?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Very attractive man, older. We ended up hooking up that night. It was nice.
Hold on. He DMs you from the crowd.
Like, did you have your phone on stage?
No, I didn't see it till I go back to my fucking room. I was like, what the fuck is this?
So he sees you on stage. He finds your Instagram or whatever. Was it Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram.
And then he slides in from the audience.
I don't get a lot of slides.
What a Tahoe move that is.
I know. I get no slips. I get no slides. I felt quite good. Looked at his photos. I'm like, oh, he's a very attractive older man. So we, maybe he'll listen to this. I hope he will because he still owes me money. Anyways, we'll get to that part. So we fooled around. We ended up talking. We had a good night. It was really fun. We ended up talking for a few weeks, like several weeks. He ends up flying down here to see me a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah, he had friends in San Diego too. So we were going to stay in Airbnb together, spend a few days together. Then he went, psycho is the term I want to use. He would say stuff like, "You don't even find me attractive," and like all this weird shit. And I'm like, what is going on? Like very weird. It almost became like bipolar. The last night we were together, I got like kind of uncomfortable, and then we're drinking and smoking all day, and he gave me a sleeping pill. He goes, "Hey, do you take this? It'll help you sleep." And in my head, I thought melatonin or whatever those pills are.
Yeah.
Take it. There's a mistake there. You don't take pills from strangers. Took the pill.
What was it?
Ambien. I've never taken Ambien. I don't know what Ambien is.
It makes people hallucinate.
So I don't.
That's what Tiger Woods takes to fuck.
Literally,
no fuck on Ambien, but yeah,
there's no memories. I blacked out.
Yeah.
I've been drinking my whole life. I've never blacked out my entire fucking life. I blacked out. Lord knows what time. 8, 9. Wake up in the morning to him being like, "Did you puke in the bathroom?" I'm like, "What? No." And I'm like, "Did I puke?" I remember fucking puking.
Wait.
I get up.
Are you sure it was Ambien or was it a roofie?
I don't fucking know.
Because that's exactly what happens when you're on roofies.
I literally go to the bathroom, projectile vomit all over the bathroom. I'm not kidding. I'm like, I'm like, oh my god. So I clear my throat. I'm like, oh my god, I puked. I'm like, this is my puke. I'm like, I have no memory of vomiting, none at all. I could have died. I could have fucking died in my sleep. Look at my shirt, this barf. I get back in bed. He leaves for his flight. I'm like, lying in bed. I have a full-fledged panic attack. I'm like, what happened? What happened in my body? I had to take a fucking plan B. This is not a funny story. This is a very serious story. I took a plan B because I was so fucking scared that something had happened. I don't know. I'm asking him like, what happened? What was that fucking pill? Like, what's going on? I need to know answers. I'm freaked out right now, man. Like, you fucking drugged me. What is this? He's like, oh, well, it was just a sleeping pill, whatever. And then I'm like, okay, you owe me also for the Airbnb, which is split $200 each. Never pays me. Have not heard from him since.
Jeez.
I'm like, likes every Instagram post.
He's still liking your Instagram post?
I hope he's listening to this right now because I'm going to fucking post it so he can fucking hear it. Still liking my Instagram posts. You give me some fucking pill. I took and I messaged me like, hey man, I took a plan fucking B. What the fuck happened? Like nothing.
So he owes you $200 plus the full price of the plan B.
Plan B came $57.
My court decision, Tasha, would you agree with me? Is that he pays for the plan B in the Airbnb?
My God, yeah. I'm so beyond that. Like,
Isn't
I think
it
you
insane?
should call the cops.
And
round it up to 300. Just ask for 300.
It literally was at the point where I was like, and we had been drinking all day. So I got home and I like Googled Ambien drinking is like the number one worst thing to do. Like you're not supposed to do it. People hallucinate. They sleep fuck. They sleep drive. Like it's so dangerous. And I've never even like, I don't know what Ambien was. Like Ambien, okay. Like I like.
Have you looked up? Do you remember what the pill looked like?
No, because I was like at that point too. We had been smoking and drinking all fucking day.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I just hate that I trusted this person and I felt like comfortable and then I got like really uncomfortable and now it's like, now I'm not getting fucking, I'm talking to you just liking like my bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
don't feel like you did anything wrong.
No.
I know the
also,
feeling.
He's 46. Fucking get a life. What are you, a fucking old pervert? Like, what are you doing?
That's very strange.
It was very strange. And like, it's weird because he's friends with a comic. That's how I kind of met him through this comic. I messaged him and he felt really bad. And it was like, he's like, what can I do? I'm like, nothing to be done.
Oh, is he friends with a guy that was at the show?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, kind of, but not like close enough. Like he's close. He's want me saying something. I'm like, I don't want you saying anything. I just like, I want him just to pay me and me to never think about him again.
Yeah.
But guys don't understand that like this is like a part of a woman's experience just trying to date somebody.
Yeah.
Like this, you're just trying to meet somebody new, you're having a good time, and like a person that looks completely normal, like a cool guy that seems like a cool guy, could actually be someone that drugs you and rapes you.
Like I don't, yes.
You don't know. Like,
I don't think he did. Like I want to say that. Like I don't want to be here saying I got raped because I don't think that happened, but I also don't know why I was offered, why I took it. This is my fault. It's not my fault for taking it, but like I feel like, but I'm just like, I don't know why I would have like, I don't know. The whole thing was just very bizarre. And I just didn't like that I didn't get any kind of reply. He's like, yeah, we went to sleep. And I was like, okay, well, what? Like, that's it?
Yeah,
like,
it would have been a lot better if you like got on FaceTime right away and like reassured you, like, sorry, apologize.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that, anything like that. There's no apology. There's no nothing. It was
because
not
he
even a
doesn't know what that feels like.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Like he doesn't realize how scared I was.
Yeah.
But that's like a psychopath thing. I think most guys would like call and be like, if you're freaked out and afterwards, and even if the guy wasn't, I think in most cases a normal person.
He's obviously not a good guy because he hasn't responded to her. He hasn't paid her money. That
and I like bluntly was like
a very bad guy.
Yeah.
That's like the least you can do.
Yeah, the least you can do. And I was just like, and you flew here to like hang out with me. Like we had been talking like every fucking day and like. That's why I was like, oh, I'm like, oh, maybe this. He doesn't live here. Anyways, he lives in San Francisco. I was like, oh, this would be fun. Anyway, just like whatever. Once in a while, hang out and fuck this attractive man. But now I'm just like, this just made me like, oh, I hate men again. I'm like, every fucking guy I try to trust or something, then this like psychoness happens.
It sucks because in order to like find love, you need to be vulnerable. But like, who wants to be vulnerable when like those are the consequences?
Yeah, literally.
Do you find that you're because you do like dirty material on stage that guys in the audience think they can just be dirty with you? Like, do you ever wonder that? Because you're like letting them into like a curated part of your life, but it's obviously you're kind of carving it in the right direction. But then an audience member, I mean, I've just heard this from like other female comedians who like just because they talked about their vagina doesn't mean you can just slap them on the ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's a the art is blended into like the experience of the audience that sometimes they think like, oh, this person's down to fuck.
And that's not the only thing that you are either. Yeah. I have a perfect meme to post with this. And it's just like who was it? Halsey maybe was getting lit from somebody on Instagram for like having been in Playboy, like, and they're like, we've seen your tits. Why are you talking about politics? And she's like, because I'm a well-rounded person.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like this one part of me is not all of me.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm switching my microphone, so just keep talking.
It seems I also feel like too, it's not even men on like Tinder who see me immediately go gross with me. I don't even know if I give off some strange vibe. I'm not sure exactly like what I give off, but I feel like people automatically just see me and are like, I can fucking choke this woman. And I'm like, what did I deserve?
Part of me thinks that that's not just you.
No,
I
there's
think
no way.
It's all women are receiving that. Yeah. Even like, I've not been on these dating apps.
Never.
I've been in a relationship for a long time, but
with who? Could you even tell I switched microphones? Does it sound okay?
Yeah, it sounds fine.
I was just picking up an echo with
Can
that.
I finish my
yeah,
thought?
sure. I just wanted to let the audience know if I sounded different.
But just with like Instagram comments, I just got one earlier today or yesterday, last night, that was like, love your tits. It's like,
what are you doing? Like, what is that?
Why?
Well, I just hadn't talked to you in a while, so I needed you. Yeah, I get on, and then I'll get on Instagram and like, I don't play like a strong defensive boyfriend, but like I'll, luckily, I think her Instagram's pretty good people.
My Instagram's also very tame, but yeah, I do have 90% really nice people on my Instagram who leave really nice and uplifting and positive comments, and there's only a small percentage of the creeps that come out. But I do think that the internet is just a place where creeps have blossomed.
Yeah,
like they're all over. Mm-hmm. We've given them a voice.
Oh, they have a big voice.
But Steph, you're just like, you're on stage. You're a really funny comedian. You're just kind of like, you're a target to like for creeps and psychos.
But I also don't get a lot. Like that's why I was excited about this guy DMing me, because I don't get a lot of guys messaging me after shows, because I am very assertive and aggressive and funny, and I know that men don't like that. They act like they want a funny girl. No, you fucking don't. You don't want me to be funnier than you. You don't.
You don't think
and like
so?
a lot of guys will text me like, oh, you think you're funny? I'm like, I'm funnier than you. I'm going to be funnier than 90% of the guys I meet on Tinder. I will. That's why I date comics, because I'm like, I like to riff with people. I want to joke around, but I'm like, I'm funnier than you. I know I am. Sorry.
And a lot of guys, like, they just are used to being like the bigger thing in the room.
Yeah.
Like they're used to women being sort of like diminished and like in a nice tidy little box for them, and sort of, what's the word that I'm looking for? Like giving way for all of their bigness and their man spreading and their big space and their loud voices and their number one most important opinion. So they're used to us being like, oh, okay, sorry, let me get out of the way. And they don't want to.
Well, look, I mean, every guys listening, it comes down to like a confidence thing. And like, I love when you come up with jokes. Like Tasha is really good at like just like the negative aspect of stand-up, where like when something sucks you just call it out, and like it's like before you write a joke about something, it's just like a negative connotation. Tasha is great with seeing shit that's out of place. It's like your OCD mindset. Like if like someone's in your way, if anything's in your way, whether it's somebody, construction, some shit that's going on, political, if it's in your way, you're about to shit on it. And I like that. I think, you know what I mean? Anyway,
well, isn't this nice? Why don't you suck his dick?
But my point is that there are guys out there who will and can look at you and go, look at this fucking chick.
Yeah, I know there
plenty.
But it's just I keep finding the wrong ones.
I know,
and it's like I just keep finding psychopaths. So another story that just happened. I went on. I'm really trying not to be on the apps. I'm only on the apps right now because I'm on Tinder, because I have my Tinder talks with Tolev. This hashtag I do where someone says something crazy to me and I just come back with something even crazier. Like that's my new thing. Not new, but I've been doing it for a long time, and it's my favorite thing to do on Tinder. So I'm like, I don't want to be on the apps anymore. I want to meet people in person. So I went to a show the other night, Wednesday, and was at the bar. See this guy. Whatever. Walk over. Like I never get like picked up at bars ever. Go over and get a drink, and he's like, hey. I'm like, oh, hello. And then we start talking, and then I never left, and I sat there, talked to him. We talked for like 3.5 hours, went back to his house. Very easy. It's really not hard for me. Just buy me a couple drinks. It's certainly not hard. He seems like he's 41, seems like a nicer man. I went to his house, and I don't know what we started talking about, but somehow he mentioned he had 8 guns in the house. And me, big fat mouth idiot, I go, prove it. You don't say proven. Why would I say this? I don't want to know that this is true. It was very true. He got out of bed and pulled out a small box and opened a revolver and a pistol, and I held both of them. Now my fingerprints are all over this man.
Jesus Christ! You need to send a photo with that gun to this other dude who owes you $250. You need to be like, yo, Tolev's got 8 guns, bitch.
Look what I have now, motherfucker.
I mean, look, the Canadians are cool with guns, right?
No, we don't have guns.
You don't do guns?
Just like hunting.
No, I just hunting. Okay, yeah, you got your
so some like the people in the more rural areas have guns.
Yes, but like in the city, I don't know anybody who has a gun. Nobody's a gun. None of my family ever had a gun. I don't know guns.
Why does this dude have 8 guns? Did it turn you on at all?
Oh, in a power way? I got so scared.
Really?
I don't trust anybody else with guns. And I
said
really
he had
an
assault rifle. And I was like, why?
Really?
Why would you have that?
Like an AR-15?
Yeah, why do you have these things?
Here in LA?
Yes.
Yeah, hunting rifle's one thing, or like a little. I used to do in-home sales, and in someone's room, I was like going through the house. They had a shotgun like sitting out upright by the bed, and it was a single lady, an older lady. And I was like, okay, that's sure you're gonna blow someone's brains out, but like I knew that was like a self-defense thing.
Yeah,
but I'm like, do we really need this in LA? But then again, I've called the police and not gotten through multiple times this year. Really? So like, I'm just saying, if you ever need to call 911 for something in LA, good luck. Yeah. You might be good.
They might come in 20 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, I saw a girl get hit by a car and they took so long.
Maybe.
Yeah, we had domestic violence happen. We thought was happening nearby us, and we couldn't get an officer to show up multiple times. And it was like, geez, what do you need? What kind of limb do you need sticking through your body, or like gunshots before they take? Because there's plenty of like crime that happens that's not like like a hostage situation. That's like, can we get someone here within 5 minutes? Like you'd think there's probably 10,000 police officers. Anyway, but
also the
Blue
worst
Lives
part,
Matter. Well,
the worst part about the gunman is I text him the next day being like, "Hey, that was." Thanks for not killing me with the guns. No reply. Have not heard back from him. I'm like, okay, that's nice. That's nice. Not even a reply. Like, it's just like, it's gone beyond ghosting at this point. It's like, you just ate my pussy for 45 minutes and you're not going to text me back. That seems like a strange choice.
Now
you're going to put your mouth on my vagina that you've never seen or looked at or know what's going on down there. And it's been around. Let me tell you, this thing has been around. And then you're not going to text me back. Like, what is the point?
What's your game that gets you so much cunnilingus? Did I pronounce that right? Cunnilingus? What's your game? Because last episode you had a guy you were sitting on his face within.
Yeah, it seems, I don't know. I think I just demand. No, do you have that? Eat me out.
You got that eat me out energy. Where guys just go. She looks like she wants to be.
No, I just put it around their mouth and I choked them with it.
Push their head down.
It's
right?
like when you like, what's that drug that you put on a rag?
Chloroform.
Yeah. I'm like chloroforming them. I'm just
with your vagina.
They're not awake when they're down there. But
sleep apnea can make me. You get to finish with the sleep apnea mask. It really tickles the clit.
This guy was older too. I felt like maybe that's why he was doing it. I feel like if I'm going to suck your dick, you're going to put your fucking mouth on my bits.
Yeah, it's a trade.
Disgusting.
But also,
piss out of that. We both piss out of that.
Yeah,
piss is coming out of that.
There's a lot. I tell you what, when I was like, I don't know, 10, and I was at a 7-Eleven and I saw that they had flavored condoms, I could not wrap my head around the fact that not first of all, not to mention no one's using condoms for oral sex, but the idea of oral sex was just such some like theory, like no way that actually happens. You know what I mean? Because I was like, there's someone's lying to me. This could not be a thing. Where like people are licking, or you know what I mean? You should kind of like imagine it to be this thing. But obviously in the throes of passion, it's a different story.
In the throes of passion, you just want to get your mouth around a pee hole.
But here you got a guy with 8 guns going down on you for 45 minutes, and then he doesn't tie you back. You'd think that if a guy's going down on you, that he's like in it for at least a couple episodes.
That's what I would think. And he was down there for a while. Like,
no guy's going down on some chick till then one night stand it.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
What goes through your head? Because look, I'm not blaming you at all.
I don't know. Maybe he's a generous one night stander. But
that seems a bit. It was like he kept going down there. I get. He's like, I really like eating pussy. I'm like, okay, ew. For some reason that grosses me out. Just saying it out loud is like, ew. But I'm also like, they never text back. It just seems crazy. That seems such a personal thing. And then you can't even be like. You couldn't be like, yes, that was fun or something. Like,
well, it's just so rude.
It's rude.
At the bottom, the very least, it's just plain rude. Everybody has been on the receiving end of it and knows what it feels like, and it feels shitty.
It's like, shit. Like, why do it?
Yeah.
Or even bluntly reply like, hey, that was fun. Hope you weren't looking for anything more. I was just looking like even that, like I like you know what I mean. I feel
even like subtext, you can get the hint from even less. It's like we don't need. It's nice to have things spelled out, but like you can get a hint when someone like slowly replies, or whatever. But like show me something. Give me a sign to.
Yeah, literally.
It's like you want to know if they died or not. Just let me know.
And then he like wanted me to stay over, and I was like, okay. He's like, do you want to stay? I was like, I was gonna go. He's like, no, stay. I'm like, okay. And then we stayed and like cuddled, and then I still got no text. I'm like, what's the point of this? It just felt. Then I felt weird. I would feel weird after that. I'm like, why was I there? Why did you make me feel weird? Like.
Well, it feels like you've been led on emotionally. Yes.
And it's like, of course we just met. I'm not expecting to date you. And like, you're bald also. And I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things going on, but I'm like, it just feels.
When we met 2.5 years ago, which flew by, I haven't seen you since.
I don't think I actually have seen you.
I haven't seen you since. Trust me, I go up and do stand up, but I'm just not in the cool circles like you, I guess.
What cool circles?
I don't know.
What am I doing?
But it was funny because the reason I saw someone had posted that you've got an album coming out. That's why I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, come back on the. Because I feel like when you were on the podcast 2.5 years ago, it's like, well, you didn't even crack the surface. You got to come back soon. So come back soon, of course, before you're out on the streets.
I'm also on the streets right now. I'm
You need a man with an extra bedroom. That's what you need. You need a guy that's going to go down on you and give you a bedroom. Yeah. Can we get that out there? Is anyone listening?
I love that. No, I have a home. I have a severe leak in my house. It's been February 1st. My kitchen was raining on the inside, and check the date. It's nothing's been done.
It's been a month.
I've been out of my house for a month. I go home every day and check on it, make sure everything's fine. It's been a fucking nightmare. I don't know. I called the city, and they legally don't have to put me up, but I withheld rent. It's just been like.
They legally don't have to put you up?
No. I spoke to someone at the city because I was freaking out. Because I was like, this is insane. I'm like, she's like, well, give me the rent check. We'll figure it out. I'm like, give me my rent. I'm like, you're getting fucking rent. And the worst part was, I just, my roommate just moved out and I was about to have my own place for the first time. Literally his like second last bag taking out, it started raining inside. And then my ceiling fell. It was like, oh yeah, it's bad. And now it's like, I'm scared to have mold because the water has like pooled up in the walls and it's been there for a fucking month now. So tomorrow, finally the contractor's coming and I'm going to be like, you guys have to fucking do this now.
You should get a mold guy to come in and do another opinion too.
Okay, you have to wait like 2 months.
You should also not pay rent for like 3 months.
This is insane.
No, but that's the thing is as soon as you don't pay your rent, then they have grounds for eviction. So like
I could like sue them though at this point.
You could sue them.
It's crazy.
And like get money back, but they always recommend that you keep paying, even though it sucks. You're paying a place to stay at a place that you can't stay at. But it's like it's a weird gray area that technically, with your renter's rights, you should be allowed to withhold rent, but you can't because then they could evict you.
Yeah, well, they couldn't because I have no power. Or heat or nothing. Like I have no kitchen. Like
let me ask you this:
I have no power for a month.
You got an album coming out. Stand up is probably going really well. You've done it for 14 years. How the fuck do we solve these creative issues when like things are going well, but then you get like a house that's raining on you and Sirius XM fucks you over? Like, can we just get a fucking bone? Because I'm feeling you right now. I got fired from something recently and I just got my finances in order. I just saw the fucking thing. Like, you know what I mean? When you get your shit in order and that way your creativity can like beam down on you because like all the shit's taken. And then all of a sudden like you get in an accident or something else happens and it's like, I'm not trying to like shut all these like negative things. You're a strong female fucking getting out there kicking ass, and then you got some dude drugging you into things. It's like, what the fuck? You're not asking for this shit.
That's the thing. And I'm like, the drugging thing happened, and then the house thing happened, and then I'm like, this is. And then I stayed at my buddy's house, and like day 2, I'm like, why does your house smell like gas? Gas leak. His stove was leaking gas, and I was like, I can't go anywhere. Like I'm just a walking leak. I can't be in anyone's home. Yeah, it just and like I can't even write. And it's pilot season. It's very hard to. I like one night I'm like, I have to go home. I need to stay at my house tonight. No power. I had to memorize a script by candlelight in my freezing cold bed. You know how psycho that was.
You're like that. What are you doing right now? What's that song? Isn't That Ironic? Is that the name of the song?
Yes,
you're
like Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, you're just like he'll go down on you for 45 minutes, but then not call you back. It's like, isn't it ironic?
It's
what the fuck?
What the fuck?
What are we gonna do? So we gotta sage your
apparently, I think I have to sage. A lot of people have said that they think they have like a curse right now.
Listen,
you got to totally. We've got some sage sitting over there. We should do it before you leave. I have felt like
should we light it up during the episode
lately. Okay. I feel like I've had a few little like spurts of bad luck. And
maybe.
Well, a lot of creatives.
I actually read my horoscope to see like what was up, and it said it was supposed to be a very lucky month. So I don't know.
Well, like, but this is why it's like, why do people get into crystals and shit and like all this homeopathic shit? And it's like, well, because life's not working out for him, Julie.
Yeah.
And you get into this shit because you're like, yeah, I'll light some sage.
I'll try anything.
We got sage sitting right there, and I will spark it up. I know how to smudge it. I know which way to do it. And you say your positive mantras. Do I feel like I look like an idiot? I don't care at this point how I look. I just want life to go okay.
Yeah, I'm honestly just at the point where I'm like, I just don't care anymore. I'm like, I don't even know what worse can happen.
You could bill them at the like for your expenses.
Yeah, I've already
right?
claimed with their insurance, like a lot of my shit. So also, like, and I work from home, and I was so excited to have my never lived alone. I bought a brand new couch. I brought a brand new futon. I was gonna make a little office and have a little guest room.
You got an album coming out. It's the best time of your life. You're a strong comedian.
Until I found out my album isn't getting played in Canada. There's a lot. It's just a lot. It's just.
But what I'm saying
really
is,
unlucky.
We're gonna play this episode back to you in whichever year you're living with your infinity pool, because you've done all, and it's important because we have people that listen that have I've done a lot. Some people that listen. We're all over the place, but some of us are afraid to take the leap, and we've got our cushy thing. And you're someone who's out there. You've left your country to make a better thing for yourself, and you've gotten roadblock after roadblock, but you still get on stage and talk about your vagina getting, splashed into salt water.
I truly don't know how. I've been. It's been. Yeah, and also this whole month, every time I'm on stage, I'm like just not focused. It's really hard to like mentally get yourself in a place where I'm not mentally okay. Like every day I wake up, I'm like, oh, I'm not home again. I'm like. I'm just constantly worried about, is it still raining? Is there a leak? Did somebody break in? Like, what the fuck is going on? Every day I think about my fucking house.
You need all your other ducks in a row to be able to function creatively.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much I needed that until now. And I have this writing thing due that I haven't done, and the woman's like waiting for this one pager, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't. I literally wrote to her, I'm like, I'm sorry, I cannot think right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm that out of it. I'm like, I need to focus. Like, I can't. And then I booked, it's the only good thing this month. I'm only saying this because it's funny. I booked my first American commercial.
Congrats.
Severely masculine woman for a Little Caesars commercial where they dressed me up like a man and I screamed at a pizza like Chris Farley. And I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I'm like,
it's probably more your voice.
I think it was my voice. I'm pretty sure my voice booked the commercial, but they had me wear like a Spanx t-shirt to flatten my breasts out because they're like, we can't see those. We need a man. They literally, I will show you a photo. I'm in a men's suit. I look like a man.
Can that photo be the show photo we use?
It's so ugly. Please, no, I'll never get laid again. I don't know. I posted it too. I don't know why I did.
That's how. You gotta meet some. You're gonna meet some dude and he's be like, "You're beautiful, but are you that Little Caesar chick?" And then you fall in love.
It's so embarrassing. It'll be one of those commercials where it comes out where everyone's gonna be like, "This is hilariously embarrassing for you." I'll be like, I know.
But look, we have to like kind of sift through the rubble here, and I know it's probably not quite the time for positivity with your issues because you know what I mean. Like, well, you're still falling. There's still a lot unresolved, so the bedrock's kind of not steady.
I will
there.
say the one thing that's been very positive that I want to give a shout out to is the community, how they have come together and helped me. Like, if I wasn't a comic in the city, where would I stay? Like, Airbnbs for a month are way more than my rent, so I would have been totally fucked. So like, I've had so many people reach out to me, like Instagram followers who aren't even like comedians, like, hey, I know you don't know me, this is weird, we have a room. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's the one positive thing that came out of this was I was like, oh, people care about me, this is very nice.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that was nice.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, and so right now I'm staring with Kara Clank and Jared Logan.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and like I know them. I'm not like
best friends with them. Here?
Yeah.
I've done shows with them in New York.
So they're out here now and they have a house and they
write on a show or something? They were kind of in the writing, comedy writing.
Jared wrote for Corden.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And Kara writes for commercials and stuff. Yeah, it's and they've been nothing but nice and like generous and like offer me. And I'm like, can I give you money? Like, no, we don't want anything. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's. But
you're not in the place. You know, a lot of people. Sometimes you'll see everyone. Here's a difference. There's playing the victim and being the victim, and you're the victim of a lot of kind of shit circumstances right now, but you're not playing the victim like woe is me. You're like still pushing forward. It's
a fucking choice,
but it's like a Tough Mudder competition where you're like, fuck, like you're gonna get to the finish line, but you're literally jumping through rings of fire and going through dog shit, and like we have those times where that happens in life.
You never know when it might actually be a blessing in disguise. Weren't you just telling me the other day? I'm trying to figure out where I heard this, but it was like somebody couldn't get their album sold, so they just put it on YouTube.
there's so many circumstances.
Ended up going like completely viral and now makes a ton of money off of YouTube.
Well, Bert Kreischer's like right now on a tour bus making like $50,000 a show because he had his album on Showtime. No one saw it, and then he illegally posted it to YouTube, and it went viral.
Oh, wow.
And to Facebook, and it was overnight. Went from like a B club headliner to now he's got a tour bus.
Yeah.
Or it was like somebody else who decided to just sell their album like on iTunes for like $5 each or whatever, and way more money than they would have gotten from Netflix.
If you sell your album for $5 on, it's when you can go direct to the consumer, it's the best. But like the good thing is that you do have an album coming out. You will be able to sell it on your own, right? Like you will be able to sell it like through different channels. Like you don't need Sirius XM.
No, I think my sister reached out to me yesterday. She's a buddy who works with some marketing thing who they want to get into vinyl. And they might use me as a guinea pig for this like vinyl thing for comics. Cool. Yes. And I'm like, I've always wanted my shit on vinyl. I'm like, I'm really proud of this album too. And I think the cover's really cool and shit too. So it just would be a cool.
But it's a good place where you're not an open micer who lost some shit. Like you've got tangible like physical products to sell.
That's why I think people too are like, they know that I'm just going through shit where they're like, we know she's not a fucking slob. Like I don't know. Maybe I am now. I don't know. I feel it's been a very crazy month.
There's two avenues I see with like both stand-up comedians, but just people in the industry. And there's the one avenue where like someone gets every green light on the fucking street. They just do. Yeah. I'm looking at the face of who I'm thinking of. Just not, and it's no offense to them. We would all take that route if we could. Mm-hmm. And then there's people like you who are like a journeyman, like have done the work, and there's a transcendence that comes from that struggle in your voice, in your soul, that says like, we're gonna give you what you're asking for, but you're gonna work real hard for it, and there's gonna be an extra sort of satisfaction when that comes. Do you know what I mean? And those are the struggles that like money can't buy.
Yeah,
they really can't. So that's my dad wisdom for you.
Thank you.
And I get the fucking bitters. I get fucking, over so many things when I see people that like, they'll like, I had a good show last night and I was happy and I was happy about it. But I was like, that's how it's supposed to be, like an audience that vibes with you, that really gets you and things are going well. The brunch show that we did, I've never had an audience, especially in LA, be so excited at 2 p.m. after the show is over to tell us how awesome it was. And they were so grateful to pay us for the show, and it was all donations only. And I'm like, this is how it's supposed to be. I need to like remember that and feel that, and not feel all the places where it lacks, because in LA it lacks in a lot of places. We do a lot of shows for free or for shit, and the audience isn't even looking at us. I did a show and there was 5 people sitting behind a pillar, and I literally wouldn't start my set till they moved to the front because they were the only audience. Yeah. And the host didn't get, and I love the host, Bobby, but he didn't stop the show to get them to move in front of a large pillar. And I was like, I didn't drive an hour north of here to do a show for you, and I'm going to bend my jokes around the pillar. Like, there's just something you learn from having to work in these trenches where you go, I'm not going to take this shit anymore. No. And it's not like you're taking the situations that are given to you. It's just you still got to deal with it.
Yeah, I'm really trying out here.
So we need to get you laid. What's the next steps for that? Like, so if the online thing's not working,
well, definitely not like the swipe app.
I no, and I try to get on Raya. I can't get on, and I'm like losing my mind.
What about like eHarmony or one of the paid apps?
I was thinking of that. Because I want to date somebody. I don't even want to fuck. I honestly am at a point where I want to date somebody.
Who do we know? Right in sexactuallypodcast@gmail.com. We got LA listeners. Like we got.
I just want a nice man.
What part of town are you staying in? Like, where are you?
Right now, I'm in Highland Park.
And where would you prefer to meet a guy? What part of town?
In Hollywood. I live in Hollywood.
Do you want a guy in East Hollywood?
I'd love a convenient guy.
Tasha, go flip out the Rolodex. What do we got for Steph here? There's plenty of men that will enjoy your sort of like large sense of humor and your large presence. There's plenty of men that can hang with you.
Yes, I'm well aware. I also just feel like I really attract the psychopaths.
Well, yeah, but when you come to the swipe generation, they don't want you. They want like just like Tasha said, they want the fucking like.
Oh no, because they know they think they can get something better is the problem. Like all these guys are on there thinking they can get
unlimited. Like I don't know. Like I said, but I just imagine that these guys out there are probably fucking a different person every night.
They are.
Like and I want no part of that. If I was looking for someone dating online, I'm looking for like potentially a real relationship.
Yes. I'm looking for a connection with somebody. Yes.
And what you've got, and a lot of creatives have, is your big variable is your stand-up. You don't need your relationship to be a variable. You need that to be like something set in stone. Yeah. The relationship's good. You come home to it when you're off the road. It's like there. Mm-hmm. You water it, but it's like a safe investment. It's a long-term thing. Yes. You need to focus your energy on your next, whatever joke.
Yeah, literally. And I don't want to keep doing jokes about fucking gross men, but it just keeps happening. Like because obviously you talk about what you fucking are thinking about now and stuff like on stage, but I'm just ready to not, But a lot of my friends have met nice people and like are engaged. People have Tinder and stuff. So I'm like, what the hell?
Does it bother you?
I get gun people. Like, what the fuck?
You do have that gun energy. You get that revolver energy. I got the big gun energy,
yeah.
Do you find that the social media and being able to see other people like with their quote unquote successes, does that bother you at all? Or are you able to screen past that?
Sometimes I can get carried away. That was a goal for this year, was to not focus on other people's success. But it's really hard when, I've been doing it for so long and done so much, and then see somebody who's been doing comedy for like 4 years who I can bury every fucking time I go up after them, and then they're doing better than me. I'm like, I don't know what I've done wrong. I'm not sure. Is it because I'm gross? Are they really
doing better, or is it a perceived
Well,
better?
They're like, they get late night spots and they get like road work, and they're like, maybe it's a perceived better. Maybe they're not. Maybe they think I'm doing well. Like people,
because all we want is enough money to perform. You just want to make your living performing, and your break even's not high. I can tell.
That's exactly what this Canada Laughs thing is doing to us now. Like it has allowed me to come down here and showcase myself and how funny I am as a comic and as a Canadian. And like, it's allowed me to like audition in the days and like do shows every night. Now I'm like, I can't.
I'm telling you, you got to get out. You got to get your connections with Joe Rogan, and he's just because he's you got your product to sell, and there's a clear violation happening there. And he brings on people that are kind of like being fucked by that system because he was part of that system.
Okay, I'm tweeting at Joe Rogan the second.
You got to tweet at Joe Rogan
and be like, "Hey Joe, are you seeing this?" Yeah,
we'll start. People listening. This is coming out on Monday. What's the date today? The 20th. This is coming out in 2 days. Not that matters to them listening, but it's you're here. You can hear it. To tweet. What's your Twitter? What can people tweet you
at Steph Tolev. I think my name is Step Toilet because I tried Wikipediaing myself, and Wikipedia said, "Did you mean step toilet?" I'm like, "Yes, Wikipedia. I meant a fucking toilet." It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. So
like a squatty potty,
I guess, just step toilet. I'd like screenshot it. It's like literally the funniest thing I've ever seen.
But I think between him and even Joey Diaz is a huge following. Lee, his producers, like
there's
a friend of mine. These people, you need to be like, look, we're getting fucked. We're your friends because like you talk about that stand-up community. They're there, and like they might, Joe might be
Joe
doing.
Rogan married?
Yeah, he's married. Yeah, he's married to an executive.
We begin with Joe Rogan.
Yeah, she doesn't like ball guys.
Well, this is never
Joe Rogan is really hot.
Babe,
he is. He's so muscular.
Is he?
You like a beefcake like that?
Yeah, you got to go to the gym right now.
I know.
And he's smart.
All right, well, unsubscribe to Joe. No, I like Joe too. I don't know why that I have don't have the confidence, But Joe, yeah, he can go do an arena for 30,000 people in Toronto, whatever arena he did recently. But then he can see someone like you and know, like he was there, like he needed people to stick up for him because he was in a situation different. But when he accused Carlos Mencia of joke theft at the Comedy Store, he was the one who got kicked out. When he was the one years ago before he had fame sticking up for comics, you know what I mean? The truth will set you free. But the truth, like if you just follow your truth with this issue, like don't be the fucking comic who's afraid to like talk shit about just for laughs.
Oh,
and I know you're not, but like
I bluntly tagged The Minute and I tagged Canada Laughs and I tagged SiriusXM Canada because it's like I don't think that people have talked to people at Just Laughs in Canada and they have been like, you have no clue what you're doing. Like you really
and it's like, how far have we come? I mean, stand up was founded by like the Lenny Bruces who were like getting handcuffed for saying swear words. And then all of a sudden, because he had the balls to stick up, you get Carlin who can say cunt. You know what I mean? And now, Jordan Peterson's big fight is like, don't tell me what I can say or can't say. Don't tell me what pronouns I can say or can't say. It's like an issue. These are like giant issues. And it's like, so all of a sudden, pay has actually gone down down from comics from the 70s. Mm-hmm. We're not even talking about keeping it at they have the same thing. Yeah, like everyone wants.
Yeah, the rates are really low.
Oh shit!
But yeah, they want an Instagram chick to work for free. They'll even we had an advertiser, Adam and Eve, who wanted to advertise on the podcast, and they were like, "Well, we'll give you a percentage of the fucking things." No, you won't. If you want me, you'll pay us up front, and we'll do the fucking read. Yeah. Like, what's this shit where like everyone's just wants to skim off the top? Yeah. Like, you're a comic, you've got albums out, you know what I mean? Like, you're in people's cars, on their radio, and the consumer doesn't realize, because of the good nature of a lot of creatives, that they just go, oh, publicity's key, I just want the publicity. So the consumer doesn't realize, if we don't put up a stink, that like this is bread in your tip jar, this is like your rent, this is like you've got bills to pay, and a lot of
people have kids to support. Like, that's the worst part. There's comics now who they're stay-at-home dads with their fucking kids, and that's helping support their families. Yeah, and their wives are going off and working the day, and they can do this. And
the bottom line is, like, no, if there was no profitability, no one would do stand up. Yeah. There would be no more comedy if you couldn't make money.
And they're literally, especially in Canada, it's so like, what do we get? No, I literally told you that I have done Just for Laughs 3 times, and you went, really? Like, they give such little fucks about Canadian comics that do Just for Laughs. Like, no one's ever seen me. Like,
Just for Laughs used to be, for those that aren't comedy historians that listen, it used to be, and it still is in a lot of ways, the place where you get on the quote unquote new faces, which is one show, everyone bombs or whatever for like 7 minutes. Yeah. It's apparently turned into just a real shit show in front of shit industry. But that's your chance to go from that. You know, you get on that, and then you might get SNL the next year.
Yeah.
You might get something like very big that following year. There's a direct, and it used to be like in the 90s that you'd get a $200,000 like signing deal just to hold on to you.
Exactly.
Networks were paying people like Artie Lang was getting hundreds of $1,000s. Kevin Hart hundreds of thousands.
Sort of like Sundance for
second, third, fourth year comics. They were such a boom for them. And now, unfortunately, there's more comedians, and they say, okay, well, if you don't want to do it, we got a third year person who gets laughs too.
Yeah.
Now they can't follow you because you've got the true talent, because you've done it for 14 years and your career is nothing but in a positive trajectory. But like, it to them, you know, to some stiff business guy, they go, all right, let's just take this shortcut. And luckily, they've messed with the wrong people.
That's what's worrying about me about this, because I like today posted this huge thing on Facebook being like, Canadian comics, we all need to unite, because if we all boycott, if we boycotted Just for Laughs, all Canadian comics, they'd lose their grant. They'd be fucking bankrupt, because they have to legally put as many Canadians on. That's how they have so much fucking money to the festival. So if none of us fucking did this, if we all boycotted it, but there's people who are like 4 years in who are little fucking cucks who are going to be like, oh, never mind, I'll do it still. Like, no, we all have to come together and not fucking allow this to happen, because that's what happens. Everyone gets so fucking scared. That's why people weren't taking this. You have to do this. They need to know that what they're doing is wrong, and we need to come together as a community and fucking show them that we have a power.
The format, like, is for sure not going to be including you guys at all.
No, it's we're out, because they said 20% of Canadian content will be played by like the people who will be like running the show, but that means now that it had been 100% Canadian, so now the 20% I'll probably make, I won't even make close, like I'll probably make $100 a month now, and I was paying rent. Paying fucking my whole rent, and like,
Yeah, I think we'll find some good news that comes from all of this. I think they've ruffled some feathers.
There's some ruffling, yeah.
And I think there'll be some positive things. I know that doesn't help you today, but yeah.
But if there's any nice men out there, I just want to go on a nice dinner.
Strong-jawed men that just want.
I don't even need a strong. No, maybe a strong job.
Take her out, and
just a night. We can go on a walk, on a hike. We can just see something nice.
What is it? How soon do you know when you're gonna fuck a guy?
I'm like,
what's that
literally
process?
Usually drunk on the first date, so I just do.
But like, is it like the second you meet? Because like for guys, almost right away, like, okay, that's, it's like a very binary thing. It's a yes or no.
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes, and again, tell me if I'm wrong, but I just would assume women have more qualifications they need a guy to meet.
I should, yeah. I should. I for sure just get drunk, and then I'm just like, oh, fuck, I'll fuck him. Who cares? Because I also don't have like a big, like, what's the word? Stigmatism around sex. Like, I'm not like...
That's like a good Canadian liberal thing.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not like, oh my God. Like, and it's like, yeah, if I really like somebody, I probably would hold off. But this one guy I thought I really hooked up. I had a good date with, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna save and not fuck this guy, and then he goes to me. I'm like, okay, well there we go. Should have fucked him. But yeah,
it's funny how that works. If you like someone, you don't want to fuck them because for which reason
you're to build a foundation.
Exactly. I want to build, but I've truly met nobody out here that I've like been like, I want to build this, and
yeah, and at that point you might as well just.
At that point, I'm like, I'm just drunk, I'm horny, I'll just fuck you, get the hell out of my house.
Are you splitting the bill with them, or are they offering? Like, what's going on in the single world these days?
I'd say a lot of splitting.
Really?
Which I like. I want them to pay. Gunman paid.
There you go. Look, so pull the trigger, right?
Literally. Yeah, I think it's mostly splitting these days, and it's like just fucking pay for fucking 2 drinks. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, if a guy, well, it all comes down to like if a guy asks a girl out, you're in charge of that bill. But also, like, you know,
but I'm not like, buy me a fucking ring. I'm like, yeah, buy me the first fucking round of drinks. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
it's fucking $6.
My personal take on that is like it's a reflection on how much they value you.
Yeah.
So like if they're not even willing to pay for a meal or a drink or whatever on the first time they meet you, then obviously they don't value me that much.
Yeah, they don't.
I'll always offer to split, but I'm going to be very turned off if you take me up on it.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll offer. I always offer, and then they're like, okay, cool. I'm like, cool, you fucking loser.
when we were friends, Tasha would offer to pay a lot. You would offer to pay a lot. And I was like, I thought that was sexy.
I was trying to let you know we were just friends, Dave.
I was like, this is sexy and financially good, but
financially
I thought it was interesting though. It's like, you know, it's a move because, you know, like, unfortunately, money is like a control thing, and it's like a lot of times a guy will offer to pay but then expect something in return. But on your end, it's like, well, I want you to offer to pay so you don't think I'm just some like fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like there's value to that. But also, I mean, in today's world, I just didn't know where it's at out there.
I think it feels like it's mostly at that. It's just also it's bad right now. Like everyone you talk to, it's just like it's gotten this online stuff has just ruined everybody as a person.
Well, you're right though, because I mean, I had some dude friend, and I was like, dude, he posted on Facebook that he Venmo requested a girl to pay him back because the date didn't go well. And I was like, bro, like, cut your losses.
So petty. That's insane.
I know. And then every female who's like gonna look at that, it's gonna go, ooh, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Oh, there's that guy's never getting that dick sucked.
Look, I've been in situations where I've bought a girl a drink and then she's like, thanks, and walks away, and I go, of course, what the fuck? And it's like, well, there goes $7. You just like move on.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, bye. That's not. Nobody owes you anything. Like, yeah, that's what this whole the online thing is just it's funny too how like a lot of people are like, and I know a lot of really funny, really attractive women out here who are like, because I'm always like, oh, it's me, I'm not fucking small, nobody wants a big woman in LA. Then I talk to like some comics who are very attractive and very funny, and they're still like, yeah, I got ghosted, dated a guy for 3 months. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
the ghosting thing is my biggest pet peeve out here, because it's just like, grow a fucking pair of fucking nuts.
Well, ghosting is
just say, I'm sorry, I don't see it's going anywhere.
It's not working.
Literally,
out.
That's all it takes.
I met somebody else. Whatever it is,
literally,
you don't have to, like, it's just
so
I don't see
fucking.
It should almost be illegal because it's a violation of your dignity, and it doesn't. We've all been ghosted. Have you been ghosted on, Tasha?
Yeah.
Who you have not been ghosted on?
I got ghosted on by literally my boyfriend that I had been dating for 3 months.
When?
Before you and I were dating, only probably like a year or so before you.
Is that why you settled for me, because he ghosted on you? I've never heard this story. You got a 57 minutes in and you break, episode 324, and you tell me you got ghosted on.
No,
what do you mean?
We were supposed to meet at a party and he just like didn't show up, and I like texted him a few times, and we literally were boyfriend and girlfriend. I had met his parents. Like,
is this the German, the main guy?
No.
The filmmaker? The commercial? No.
Different guy.
Who is this guy?
Don't worry about it.
The fuck is this guy?
And
was this the dude who wrote the TV show?
I'm going to find this
guy.
Okay. My favorite TV show that I always go, this is how you write a fucking TV show. And Tasha goes, I used to know him. I go, you didn't date him, did you? She dated the guy who wrote the TV show. I go, I fucking loved that show. I can't like that show anymore. That show sucks. Fuck that show. It comes out in 2 weeks. Can't wait to see that. Well, you got ghosted on.
I did. Yeah. He just never showed up to the party, and I sent him a few messages, and like he never responded, but
you got to send him a birth.
Like, I knew he was at another thing, and I was like, okay, maybe he's busy, whatever. Yeah. And then like, I called him. He didn't answer. I maybe left a message, and then he never called me back, and I never called him again because I'm not fucking chasing somebody.
No, but
still, I would want to chase him just to be like, fuck you.
Yeah, that's
because I got ghosted on, and and I knew it was over, but I was like, I'm going to make you tell me that it's over.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I started screenshotting the guys who ghost me and putting them on Twitter.
Honestly,
screening their photos.
That's what I was thinking about when you were talking about the Ambien guy. Is like, this is why girls want, and there was an app like this a few years ago, but I think it went away. Like a little black book rating system for dudes, because seriously, like
there is one. Right? Is Lulu still
I don't know
out?
if it's still active, but
it was like 5 years ago.
Guys are like, well, there is. Somebody told me about this one called Stud or Dud, which is basically like a background check, like a quick little background check for guys.
But that's for like felonies and shit.
Yeah. It's not like
we should be checking those too.
But like I really wish like you need to be able to like star guys, you know, like rate and review.
But listen, I mean, I'm telling you, it's men get ghosted on all the time. Everyone
is ghosting.
We're all been fucked enough. Yeah. We've all been fucked over that we carry some of that bitterness to the next thing. And what we should do is try to treat new relationships with optimism, because you don't know, it could be the one. Like if you were like fuck dudes, you wouldn't have let me kind of like be me, and vice versa. Like, and we still bring in, look, we're always going to have our own trauma that like we're working through, but like we got to try our best to be like, all right, I know the last guy ghosted me, I know LA sucks, but like some people, you know, there's a guy out there for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think in LA. I honestly think I'll have to move somewhere else.
Where would you want to be? So the album explodes. It does amazing. You're on Joe Rogan, so you're touring now. All that stuff. He's the Oprah, right? He's the Oprah. So you do that. Where do you live? Where do you move to?
I think I'd live in Canada. Yeah. I would. Yeah, I really
just fly to where you need to be.
Yeah, I miss Canada a lot. Or like somewhere
I miss
like
Canada. I've only ever visited.
Where would you be, Tasha?
Not here.
Where would you be though?
Someplace with green. Like someplace with like more outdoor space. I don't want to live on a road my whole life.
Yeah.
Like,
I could do a Montana ranch.
Yeah.
But I would love to I would love 3 places.
An orchard.
I would love a farm. Basically how Tom Brady does it, right? He's got his ranch in Montana. The dude literally like built a football field so he can practice, but he also goes to Costa Rica with Giselle. You know these people. Do the Canadians know Tom Brady and Giselle?
Yeah,
they go to Costa Rica, and then they got their city place in Boston. So I would love my city place in New York. I'd love some ranch somewhere. I don't care if it's Texas or Montana. I would just like a ranch with like tools and whatever, just to feel like I can just feel like a person, because with the tech world you just don't feel like a person anymore.
Yeah, you want to be able to disconnect. That's what we're lacking. I feel like these days it's like I'm expected to always be attached to my phone, to be answering emails instantly, to be answering text instantly. Like work never stops.
Like the second we end, you got battles to fight. You're going to be out there.
I have a lot. I'm like literally right now construing up a text sent to Joe Rogan. That's what my mind is like on a different. I'm that, and I
folks
have to,
listening, retweet that. Go to Steph Toilet or whatever it is, Steph Tolev, and we're at an hour, so we got to get out of here. But we need to keep you on the short leash. We need to hear back
I'm
from
around.
you.
I'm always fucking. I'm always around. There's always something bad happening.
Gentlemen, slide into her DMs.
Please,
but listen, if you meet her and she says you're a piece of shit and it's from this podcast, we will find you.
Yeah, guess what? I'll blast you. I don't want to. Like people are like, "You on here for material?" No, I'm on here to find a nice man. Sorry. I don't need you for material. I have enough fucking shit going on.
Material. She's hilarious. Google her.
If you don't want to be material, don't act like material.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be a fucking piece of shit.
Once in a while, Tosh will say something, and I'll just get quiet, and I'll just write shit down. And that's another one. That's just another. But so, when does the album come out? And how can people?
March 1st.
And is there?
It's called I'm Not Well. It will be on iTunes. You can pre-order it right now on iTunes. It'll be on Spotify and Google Play.
Amazing. Cool. And then you got to come and do our next brunch show that we do.
Yes,
we got to get the date on it. We got a full. We had 7.5 liters of champagne were drank last time. That was fun. Like 75 mimosas.
I should be in my home by then, so I can Uber and.
Oh, nice! It'll be amazing. It's in Hollywood. It'll be great.
Live right there.
Listen, for those people listening, here's what we're gonna do. Last month's show, we're gonna post on our Patreon on our Friends with Benefits level. So I can't tell you how much it's worth the few bucks, because it's like you get to be a part of the show. It's a 2-hour show of hilarious stand-up comedians. Go support them, but also slide some money to Steph's way. Buy an album, put it on.
Buy the album, tweet the album. That'd be great.
And I know we'll have some people out there that'll take care of you. And I wish you well, and I am excited to see how it goes. No, because it's a fucking just look to the positives. Just keep that forward sight, because it's these things have a way of working themselves out.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying.
We wish you the best, everybody. This was episode 325 of the SAP. Tasha Courtney, Steph Tolev. I'm Dave Neal. Bye, everybody.
Bye. That's a really good idea. To do that right now. I'm going to do that right now. Is this real? Oh, Vicky, people are like...